Greetings, everyone. Hopefully you'll enjoy this. This is my test video. And what I did, I recognized that I made a mistake in the chessboard over here. There we go. I had it slightly incorrect, but I wanted to try some problems just to see what it looked like. And, well, it turned into a 51. So I said, let's just go with it. It'll be imperfect, but I'm going to let you guys see the test video. So hopefully you enjoy it. I had to get close like this because I can't wear my glasses in my helmet. So good old genuine plastic. So anyway, I hope you like this kind of kooky video. This is my first one that I try like this. So we'll see what you think about it. It was kind of wild. Gets a little hot inside this mask with my breath. And it didn't sound too bad. It sounds worse on the inside of the helmet than it does on the camera microphone. So hopefully you enjoy it. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the chess. Welcome, future masters. This is the Black Knight, of course. I thought you guys would like this. So let's see what's going on here. Classic double attack. This is my test video. I'm just curious. Let's get this guy. Oh, he's in trouble. Knight check's gonna win that G-pawn. The good old pawn fork. Oh, let's take this pawn. I mean, this bishop with my pawn. All right. I don't know how this sounds as my test video. This could be horrible. I don't know. I'm looking at this as queen takes knight, bishop takes queen, bishop takes e3 check, queen takes bishop, knight takes e3, forking rook and bishop. Everything else, oh, no, just bishop takes e3 check. Knight cannot take because the knight is pinned to the queen. So we just work our way through this. Simple queen a4 check. Queen takes free knight, unless he retreats it. Oh, that's gonna hurt. We can deflect the knight by playing bishop to e4 check. Knight takes bishop, rook checks, king king c2, queen c1, looks like mate. Well, let's checkmate the same, doesn't matter. So rook takes rook, check, deflects the queen, and then bishop takes free bishop. Rook f3 check, forks king and knight, rook takes free knight, and goodbye Charlie, as my father would say. Oh, look at this, another bishop fork, goodbye. Now his queen looks like it's trapped to me, or semi-trapped. We could take that bishop with our queen. So that's what it looks like to me. We can just take this bishop. I don't think we can win this queen. b4, he's got queen to a7 or queen to b6, which I don't care for. But we can just win a free bishop. Works for me. All right. Classic. We can take his queen if we just remove the liability of our queen. Queen e6 check, sidestepping. King goes, to the H file. I don't care where. And then rook takes queen. Looks like a winner. Bishop captures on c3. Removal of defender of the d5 bishop. Looks devastating. Okay, knight has a trouble. What you see here is that this bishop is dominating this knight. So we play d3. The knight goes back. We're going to hit him with d2. Do not take the knight, because rook takes bishop would stop the queen. So that will help. Rook takes pawn, and he's got a problem. Yeah, we just play rook takes pawn. Rook takes pawn, rook takes rook, queen, we just make a queen, so bingo. We just make a queen. Simple. Here, rook to, what is this? Rook to a3. Threatening to queen. If he moves his king, well, he takes my rook, I take his rook. He goes king to, I don't know, we'll call it f7. Queens goes to the 7th rank. And we check him, and it will be queen versus knight, pawn on the 7th rank, a win for black. And that's why he resigns. So, what do we have here? Well, looks like we have king to d3. Problem he has is that this forks the bishop and the knight. If he plays knight f4 check, king takes free bishop. If he plays king to d1, bishop to a4 check, knocks the king off of the knight's defense. So, we've got another winner. Queen takes rook check, rook takes rook. If we do that, queen takes rook check, rook takes rook, bishop takes queen, rook takes our knight, and we'll probably queen his pawn with bishop takes c2. So, forget you, buddy. Alrighty. Well, we do have just straight up bishop takes rook. No, we don't have to do that. Let's just do this. Discovered attack. Wins a queen. Bishop to e5 is very attractive because the pawn defends it. Also, bishop to h6 double attacks that bishop. Bishop takes d6 is also interesting. Oh, bishop e5 is double check and it wins the rook. That was my gut reaction, and that's the best move. So, we got another one. Check. Queen e3 check. Queen takes queen, rook takes queen, and then we're going to not take that. He's got bishop to e1, that freak. Well, good question. What if we play rook to e3? Sometimes that's exactly what. Queen takes queen, rook takes queen, bishop c4 pins the rook to the king. Oh, man, this is ugly for you, baby. We got queen, bishop, and knight attacking d7. The knight is pinned, so he's got 1, 2, he's got a knight, queen, and king defense. He's got 3 pieces on it. However, bishop captures knight check, and his problem is if he plays knight takes knight, we just play knight takes free bishop. The order of defense is killing black. We don't care about your knight, we'll take your free bishop. Well, doesn't take Bobby Fischer to see this, which is good because I'm not Bobby Fischer. Oh, look. You guys might remember this. 1, 2, 3. Side rank, checkmate. A classic from the Black Knight arsenal. Oh, yeah. Well, now here's an interesting idea of rook to e8. His queen has to retreat to, say, g4 or h3. Rook takes rook, check. Knight takes rook. And then we could play queen to e8. What does that do, really? Oh, we can't play that. The rook is there. No, the rook's not. We traded with check, so. Oh, we just take the knight. Rook e8 is going to win this knight. He can't defend his. He can't defend his knight. The d5 knight is indefensible. Knight takes queen. It wins one way or the other. Clearly, queen takes queen's out of the question. Queen takes e5 threatens a checkmate on e7, g7, sorry, with a nasty attack. Nasty attack on h8 as well. So this just wins a whole rook, and we're a bishop ahead. Thank you. Queen takes knight. Something takes queen. Bishop c6. Queen d7. Bishop takes queen check. King takes. What are we at here? That didn't gain anything. Oh, we have c3. So this whole attack on this light diagonal is no good. c3. Where are you going, Bobby? You're going to lose. That's where you're going. Now this is a snapback special. If we play rook takes knight, then if he takes with the queen, notice the knight defends the queen. Rook takes knight. Queen takes queen. Rook takes queen. And if he plays rook takes rook, knight takes rook. He plays bishop takes knight, rook takes rook. Snapback is the tactic. So, bishop to h5 jumps off of the page, except that it's terrible. But it might not be terrible if we first play rook takes rook. So rook takes rook, bishop takes rook, bishop to h5. We're threatening to play queen takes g5 if he leaves that g pawn. So if he goes queen to f6, rook to f1. No, knight to e4. Attacks the bishop. You can kind of defend that. All right, let's double check. That may not be the best move, but that looks okay. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. When I play bishop to h5, it opens a discovered attack against this f2 bishop. Yeah, this is the move right here. Goodbye. Queen takes free bishop. That's what my father would say. Okay, now, look, don't we have just rook to d2 threatening? Well, it would threaten a mate here. Rook d2 threatens bishop and mate. Hard to beat a double attack. He's got rook f2, but rook takes, king takes, queen h2 wins. Bam. Okay, well, you know, Nimzovich tells us, put the rook behind the pawn. We can't put our rook behind this pawn because pawn takes rook. But we can just push this. He can't do anything. He can check us one time, and that's it. Yeah, you can check me there. Whoop-de-doo. The threat here, we have to guard this. And that's it. h6 check. He must defend the rook. h7 check. He goes to here. Then we just play queen takes rook. The classic deflection. Queen takes rook. Queens with check. And you lose. Okay, well. Now this is just the easy one. Oh. You can't play queen d1 check. His queen guards it. Right there. Queen a1 check. King g2. Knight fork. Hasta la vista, baby. You're making it too easy. Well, if you guys saw my video on the pawn diamond, you should know the move that's coming up is h5. Pawn takes here. Pawn takes here. Pawn takes on h5. Pawn takes on f5. And if he plays king d6, and we play just f6, he can do something else, and then we check him and he's toast. The diamond formation wins. That's one of those things about these puzzle streaks. These problems are just randomly showing up and you're watching it happen as I do it. There's no way I could be cheating. And now with a camera on there, you could see there's no way the knight cheats. I don't need to cheat. When you're this good, it takes care of itself. Just play chess. Well, my gut reaction was rook 8 a3, but he's got queen takes c6, which I don't care for. It doesn't really, it's not that great. No, I just saw rook 8 a3, queen takes c6. So what? Is what my father would say. Rook takes free bishop. Now what, Bobby Fischer? Takes my queen. I don't care. You don't have jack. I don't take your queen. I just do this. And I just do this. And you can just resign. Okay. Well. Uh-oh. That's nasty for him. Man, we have a really clever attack. Knight f3 check. You cannot go king h1 because queen takes h2 as mate. So knight f3 check. Pawn takes is forced. The rule says we're winning. Then we have rook to g5 check. He's going to have to play queen takes rook because if he goes into the corner, queen takes f3 is checkmate. So goodbye. Goodbye. And I'm going to win this knight with this queen check. Oh, you're dead. Oh, it's going to hurt. A toughie. Rook takes bishop is almost the move. Rook takes bishop. He has queen takes queen. And rook takes rook is not check. So that's not good. I'm trying to think of another move. I don't have a sidestepping check is the problem. Man, that rook move is very tempting. But we don't have a sidestepping check is the problem. Yeah, can't play rook takes bishop, queen takes queen, rook takes queen on d8 because he plays rook takes f5. Or he can play G takes F5. Either one of those is very strong. He's just an exchange ahead. So, what threat do I have? Man, what a freak. Dun, 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 dun. Tuffy. Well, I 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a very even numerical position. We're just not gaining anything here. You know. Although rook to b6 is interesting. If he takes my queen, rook to b2 check. Followed by, we can play rook takes. Oh yeah, that's no good. Rook b6. He's got rook to b. He can play queen takes queen, rook b2, rook f2, rook takes, king takes, rook takes queen, and we've gained nothing. This is a typical bishops of opposite color. We're strong on the black squares, but so what? The move I need to play is rook takes bishop. But you just don't have a response. Because rook takes bishop, queen takes queen, rook takes f1. He's just got queen takes f8. And then rook takes. Oh, that's actually winning a piece for me. So let's see, rook takes bishop, queen takes queen, rook takes f1. If he plays rook takes f1, we just win a bishop here. Sorry, I was a little slow on this one. Kaboom. Kaboom here. Rook takes. If he moves his queen away, I don't know, queen to b6, for example. We take this rook. I get 3 pieces for this queen. We're getting 3 pieces for this queen. That was my gut reaction, but, you know, it's a little scary. So, oh, man, what a jerk. Well, knight d5, here to here, opens up a discovered attack on this knight, and the knight attack on this rook with check. If he plays bishop takes knight, queen takes check, forks and wins this knight. Then we just take this. My brother, you're in trouble. So, the first thing that comes to mind is literally queen takes queen, knight takes queen, bishop captures bishop, and the discovered attack on this knight is just crushing. Crushing. All right. Oh, this is an easy one. Bishop takes bishop. Yeah, we got this. We got to watch out. What's he trying to do to me? He's got 2 guys. Oh, we can't take that. We can take this knight, though. I see, Grasshopper. Rook takes knight, loses to queen takes checkmate. Bishop takes knight. Looks like a winner to me, man. I mean, it's forced and good. Ooh, that's got to hurt. And what? Now, to be honest, king to b8. What do you got, Bobby Fischer? That's a good question. It's like, I don't like king d8. Actually, he doesn't have a check, does he? King d8 is the natural move. Queen here doesn't work. Bishop takes, knight takes, queen checks is nasty. But bishop takes, queen takes is crushing. Queen takes, not knight takes. This guards the a8 square. So we are white. What are we doing here? Good question. Well, it looks fairly basic. Check here, king to here. King to g4, rook c5 is queening. And basically just about everything he does comes up short. Correcto. Double check coming. The question is double check. Let's hit h2. Knight f3 double check. King must move. King h1. Rook checks. That's checkmate, brother. Okay, he's got knight e2 check. I've got pawn takes rook, which stops knight to e2 check. Queen takes knight is not very good, right? Queen takes knight. He's got knight e2 check. I don't know. It just doesn't look like he's winning. Pawn takes rook. That's the move that's really attractive. Because it protects everything. It protects. Pawn takes rook. I'm greedy, man. That's why I'm telling you. Oh, I see. He took a rook from us. Really. He took a rook. So the thing here is that recapturing the rook probably isn't the best move. It gets us, our material back. Queen takes knight is threatening to take this rook. His check on e2 is really immaterial. The question is, do we have something like knight g5 coming that hammers him if we take the knight? Pawn takes rook. I don't really think there's a real problem. He just goes like knight f6 or, that's good enough. His knight on d4 is a devastating piece. But, oh no, pawn takes rook. Knight retreats back. Rook takes knight. Squashing. Because we got a pin here. That check doesn't mean squat to me. I take this. He checks me. I take it. He takes it. Back. I'm getting 2 pieces for the rook. Rook captures d4. Knight checks. Queen takes. Pawn takes. This isn't much, really. I don't know, man. Seems a little crazy. Seems a little crazy. It's a minuscule advantage. All right. Here's the key. First thing that jumps off the board to me, the idea of bishop to a2 is the domination position where this bishop prevents the knight from coming over here. Problem is it blocks our a-pawn. We can achieve the same goal with bishop to c2, guarding b1 and b3. Pawn guards this, and that's, it just flies up the board. All right. You just can't fake this kind of stuff. Well, you can, but not the way I'm doing it. You'd have to hide yourself and whatever. You could do it if you're cheating with editing tricks, I guess. But we don't do editing because we do this live and whip butt. Because I'm in the butt-kicking business, and business is good, baby. Okay. Business is very good. However, is his queen trapped? It is not really trapped. However, if we do knock his queen offline, we can take a free knight. So, and I'm always in the mood for a free knight. What if we go knight f8? If we move this knight to f8 to knock this queen off of this knight, what's he going to do? His queen has to move. He can check me. Rook goes to here to block that. You're in trouble. He also has queen checks here, but again, rook to h7 stops this. I think you're in trouble, buddy. And what does that do? Queen takes free knight. That's what my father would say. I'm telling you. Well, you'll see. Oh, man. Rook to f1 check. Devastation. You guys see it? You just can't fake this kind of business. We can do a classic move. Bishop takes bishop check. King takes queen to g5 check. Knight to g6. I don't like it. We can also do check. King takes h8 queen. Rook takes. It doesn't really work. Well, I can brute force this. We can go crud. Queen to g5. Knight g6 stops that. He's killing me with this, that freak. Bishop checks. King takes. Oh, nasty. Bishop takes g7. King takes g7. Queen h6 check. King h8. Queen f6 checkmate. That's 48 in a row. Oh, this is a 2039. Okay. The problem we have with these puzzle streaks, one mistake, you're done. You can be right on the idea, but you got to play the A+ move every time. A- will come off as an X. What about knight takes knight? Doesn't really do anything, does it? Knight captures knight. Bishop takes b4. We can play rook takes. He plays rook takes. What are we getting? I don't see we're getting anything. So let's turn our attention to this queen that seems to be trapped. g5. We play g5. Where's this queen going? We play pawn g5. Dead. He can't go there. Takes it. Queen takes queen. Takes it. Rook takes queen. Queen e5. Bishop or knight takes queen. Queen d6. Queen takes queen. Queen. You get the drift here. Now he's got g5. Knight takes knight. Rook takes knight. And he's just basically screwed at this point. Thanks for the queen, buddy. He'll take the bishop, but we win the queen. Okay, so what do we do here? First move that comes to mind, good or bad, is bishop takes knight. Bishop takes bishop is terrible for us because he's going to skewer, fork our c4 pawn and our f1 rook. So we're not doing that. But we can go... we could play c5. If we play c5, he could play that jerk. Okay, there's another idea. Yeah, c5, he could play knight takes c5, so that's no good. The threat of the idea of c5 is that bishop takes c5, bishop takes knight, and that c5 bishop loses a protector. Problem is, he c5 knight takes, and he doesn't fall for that. That tactical trick doesn't work. However, we could simply play rook, whatever. I was thinking rook f d1, but knight takes b2. Asking for trouble, I'd play rook to d2. He'd go like, I don't know. The idea again is to play c5. What if we played, well, c5, knight takes c5. What if he does that? We could play, let's try a different move. Let's try knight h4. His bishop is the key defender of the knight. So let's try and knock this f5 bishop off. Knight h4, bishop e4, f3, and when he retreats to g6, we chop it. Knight h4 looks like the winner to me. He does everything I tell you he's going to do, and it's awesome. Bishop takes knight. He's threatening knight takes e2. My father's rule, what's he trying to do? He's trying to play knight takes bishop check. So not pawn takes bishop, but bishop takes knight first. Pawn takes bishop. We get 2 pieces for 1. Deal. And what the heck does that do? Whatever. I swear I don't know, man. Now, normally we'd like to play queen h4. Wow, that's a 50. Queen h4, if he played knight takes, we'd play bishop takes queen. Knight takes queen, bishop takes queen, king takes bishop, and then we'd forcula. So, well, we could do, actually, bishop takes knight. If pawn takes bishop, queen h4 check is nasty. King to e2, followed by queen to f2. That's not really. If bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, knight takes c2 check. You're just getting smoked, dude. Oh, look at this freak. Now, what is he threatening to do? I don't know. King h2 is the natural move. If we play king h2, knight checks, pawn takes, queen to e2 check, queen to g2 would work. Queen takes, and the king takes here. Queen to h4. Don't we also have king f2? No, he's got queen d4. I don't like that. But king to h4 is a problem for him. The knight check on f3, pawn takes, is not a big deal. He doesn't have a check because he can't go to the 4th rank check because he runs into knight g4 or knight e4, discovered check. Okay, well, he's just going to play this dummy. Here. Oh. Well, yes, good. That's very good. 51, I'm not complaining. As a, what do you call it? A test video. As a test video, it was very good. So, I wasn't looking at the thing, so I don't know. I gotta check and see. But pretty awesome. Hopefully you guys could see this. Actually, I got this configured wrong. My bad. Not terrible. Let's stop recording. So, test video done. Awesome. Sorry, awesome. Awesome. Don't mess with the Black Knight.